Virgo, welcome back for your September read. I'm plodding through these. It's been super busy. I am a little bit sick, but I do have the messages here for you. For those of you who don't know, I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings 5D, as well as I'm a psychic medium, as well as I'm going to incorporate some astrology into your reading. Now, this is going to cover your romance house, your general life, some energies that are coming in from the moon phases this month. So it's really an overview of everything to give you the tools to actually handle the energy of the month and potentially the things psychically I see coming. Now, I have pulled crowning energies, both for both moon cycles, in a chakra sense to see, what's off balance, what potentially could be going on. Please try and drink fluid moving into September. The reason I'm saying that is because in the first moon phase, activating the crown chakra, you've actually got the mind and it's in reverse. Okay, so you've got this card and it's in reverse. Openness, flexibility, imagination, and learning. Now, it's interesting because it's a number 11 card. Now, with the Pisces moon, it falls in your 7th house of marriage, contracts, and partnerships. The card you've got coming through is look beyond immediate appearances. Again, there can be something coming through in your dream state. It can be some hopes and dreams that you want to have with a person in particular. There's also signs coming, but sometimes we get so 3D that we're like, it could be numbers you're seeing, it could be animal totems you're seeing. They're very handy because they're giving you a message, and when you're seeing it and it's a repetitious thing, what can happen is it's a direct message upon the thought on which you were pondering. But it's coming through in your dream state. So there can be really funky dreams you're having, or something in general you want to have with this person, but you're wondering if it's going to be like this forever, if this scenario is going to continue on in a saga sense. The next card you've got, which I feel is more to do with the secondary stage of the moon, the Libra moon. You've got choices, okay? And this is about your power. And notice how, although the blackness pointing backwards, the arrow is moving forwards, and it's really, you're reflecting back, but you directly are moving forwards because the card is actually pointing this way. It's reversed on camera, okay? And I'll interlink these into how this directly relates. So there can be a dynamic that you guys are dealing with at the moment that is problematic, and it doesn't have to be the relationship, especially with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn. There is an energy that we had last month moving into the end of the month where there was a lot of trigger points, both with masculine and feminine energies. Very much moving into a sense of not wanting to go back into old storylines, really wanting to recreate a new storyline. Now, retrogrades are positive in a sense that it gives us clarity of what wasn't working. And we can attempt to move forward, and it's not that we're not. We just tend to find more obstacles, blocks, and it can be a very frustrating time when we're not getting as much done. Now, Jupiter going direct and Uranus going retrograde simultaneously, the Uranus aspect is going to be activated in a certain house, and I want to look at that for you because I've done more research as well. So Virgo, let's have a look. Wrong chart. It's the past times and the things that you were directly linking in with and relating to. So it can be hobbies, it can be entertainment. Taurus is very, it can be very tactile, romantic. It is a Venus house. It falls in your, God, I'm blind as a bat today, 9th house. 9th house covers religion, education, foreign countries, and travel. So there might be something you're reflecting back on, and that energy can be shifting. And it's interesting because, the crown chakra, although you got the third eye, it's the purple's the crown, right? It's in reverse. Now, with it going retrograde, yes, especially with the Neptunian energy and the Virgo energy that we had from last month moving forward, there can be distortion of beliefs, and you can be having funky dreams all of a sudden and wondering if you're even in 3D reality. At a spiritual level, it can be positive. So drinking fluid, and it's interesting because this month I did pick the amethyst as the stone we're going to need. And that's for all zodiac signs. So, gaining the clarity into what to do. We're needing to be in our crown chakra, in our 5D, to actually help give us the signs and the hunches as to what we're guided to do. Now, Look beyond means look beyond. You know, what are your downloads? What are you feeling? What do you want to be doing? What are your dreams? You know, in relation to where to take this situation, regardless of what the 3D reality looks like. Sometimes when we're repeating storylines, it's like complaining about complaining is still complaining, because you're tuning into it. And it's not that it's bad. It's more that in doing that, you're actually going through a process. Third eye, okay? Process. But I'm seeing moving into the crown of you're going to get some downloads, especially from your dream state. They can be both distorted and very clear. Now, at the lower frequency of it, it can be erratic behavior. At the higher frequency of it, it can be a very spiritual time where you can gain insight. You can tap into that, and especially falling in that house for you, it's going to give you that spiritual connection, and it's going to change how strong your backbone is. But it's very separate. You know, your spiritual beliefs, it might be you're dealing with people from opposite sides of the track. You might be a twin flame. You may be dealing with foreign countries and looking at, hey, you know, today it may be that you can't travel and you're wondering, and you're going to have that reflection back to say, if I'm wanting to, what steps am I going to need to take to make that a 3D reality? Now, Pluto for you guys is something in an energy sense that you will be working on between now and 2024. And I do want to make a video separate, but I'm going to try and incorporate them from these videos forward. So for you guys, it's in your 5th house. Your 5th house, again, is to do with your romances, birth, children, and luck. Now, from now to 2024, that is evolving. It's going to change. There can be blockages that you had from previous connections. And we are really purging timelines and, how do I put it? Paradigms of how connections work. Not one relationship is exactly the same. And we were to cookie cutter style where we were thinking, hunter-gatherer, a man does this, female does that, regardless of what connection you have. You could be, you know, having same-sex connections, regardless. The paradigm, as per se, is problematic in a sense that it's what's going to be unique to you. Your beliefs around this and lessons that are coming to you are integrating what these mean for you personally. And you're really healing your romance house. It can be any blocks about children or giving birth to them, or beliefs about expectations around those. It's also connected to children and your luck, and very separately from that, you having an identity as well as having that integrated into you. It's a bit like saying you can have it all, okay? But there are lessons surrounding that between now and 2020. And while things are in balance, in the retrogrades of Pluto for you, you will find between now and 2020, those will be the subject matters that will come up. And as you resolve, evolve, and purge, and find peace with certain scenarios, you'll find that you'll be ahead of the game and you will be prepared for 2024. So don't be harsh on yourself when these trigger points come up. Now, the next moon phase of what's coming up for you guys is in your 2nd house, and it is a supermoon, and it's in Libra. It's at 20 degrees. Now, you have frog totem, and it's in reverse, clearing out the clutter. You've got it in reverse. Now, there may be, you might be holding on to things a bit too much at a materialistic value, you know, a bit worried. It could be at a sentimental value. Try and keep the balance with it, you know, because energy is energy. And it's really interesting that this is coming up for you guys. Let me tune into it a little bit more. I'm hearing you need to get rid of the old in order to make room for the new. Now, it's interesting. It could be something of a grandparent's, or it could be something of a person's that's close to you. It's really unique that this is coming through. There could be something. I'm going to pull a clarifier. I know what it is, but I want to know. I want to make sure. Let's see if this deck will give me the energy. Now, the reason I feel it's someone who's here, but someone... Okay, I'll tell you the reasons why. This is one message that's coming through. There's Grandmother Earth, and I'm feeling this clearing out clutter. It's connected to possessions, land, material value. It's in reverse, clearing out clutter. grandparent, okay, in reverse. So it's not a grandparent, but due to a pain body experience of someone who passed, there may be a connecting element in a material value sense. Now, it doesn't have to be that you're just dealing with that. It can be a belief system and a balance coming up around the Libran moon. This could even be connected to a Libran. Now, the energy could be you're healing an area. I want to get another card. I know there's another message coming through. I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you till the card comes out. And bear with my red nose like a read off, because I have ascension symptoms and I'm working through it. Yeah, it could be in relation. So some of you might be signing contracts. Some of you might be looking at things and gaining information or getting messages. They could be distorted messages. You might even be dealing with, and it's weird, I'm seeing like land-related value. Connected to someone you love. Whatever you're learning in this scenario, this can be really connected to many moons ago, and it might be coming up in a sense. You're dealing with somebody, you have a possession of theirs that is important and valuable to you. You're sort of connected to it, but you're sort of not. You don't want to let it go, but it's really not serving a purpose. And it's not that, it could be serving a sentimental purpose, or you might be holding on to things, but you're looking at, with this moon cycle, what you want to create for your future. You know, what in a sense of assets do you have? Not wanting to just waste things, holding on to things. And it's interesting because I'm going to pull another chakra card. When we're holding on to things, it can be lack mentality or fear. And this could be even at a financial level. And it's interesting because you really do a shift. Yeah, not feeling as grounded. And again, this is the crown chakra. I told you crown chakra would come up. Purple. Not that they're super purple, but purple. So both with not wanting to see something, as well as, you know, the crown chakra energy for you guys coming through. Loved ones are guiding you from the other side, but at the same time, you're looking at your future and you're about to make some major changes. Now, these changes are because you want to have more than what you currently have. When you're tuning into it, though, please don't get to a point where you're looking at it as hard work. And it's interesting because the Virgo energy is your energy, but you guys might be suffering a bit more because there's a lot of Virgo energy. So the downloads, you need to get grounded in order to get these downloads. Some of you might be a little bit dehydrated. You find when this chakra is out of balance, the only thing really is meditation, quiet time, hermit mode. That can be for 20 minutes, just walking somewhere where there's no white noise and allowing your energy to just be your own. Drinking the water will detox it, okay? Yes, you can eat purple food groups, but separately, more than anything, it's fluid. So keep your fluid intake up. You're looking at something in your problem solving, and at a financial level, I feel you have some plans. Now, you've got abundance mindset coming through. And look, purple. You can't make it up, but it's in reverse coming into it. So if you're feeling dehydrated, drink and eat the blue food groups for, you know, your third eye. You can listen to meditation as well, and I'm trying to do those videos to give you tips connected to what zodiac signs, what planets will trigger you in this energy. Communication. Okay, so the Virgo energy is really the orange chakra, okay? So it governs your power and things, but it's also your communication. Networking is going to be important, but I don't feel you want to speak for the sake of speaking. With the Taurus energy and your romance house, it does connect in with heart chakra. So being truthful about what you're passionate about and following it regardless. Now, it's interesting. The sacral chakra I am seeing coming up for you in the next month. But at the same time, it's keeping yourself balanced because you do have some really positive aspects. It's like you're going to have a lot of downloads this month. You're going to have a lot of revelations in your mind. Dreaming of abundance in reverse. It's like wanting to physically make that a reality, not wanting to dream it anymore. You know, wanting to do something with a partner, with a loved interest, that's you're passionate about in general by the Pisces moon. Moving forward, you know, getting a bit triggered potentially by some imbalances that occurred last month, moving into this month. Words of abundance, like not walking the walk, talking the talk, not even talking about it anymore. And it's funny because I said complaining about complaining is still complaining. And it wasn't. It was, you were trying to process it. There might have been a lot of people coming at you with complaints, or you might have had these really on your mind and repeating the same storyline. Poverty, okay? And it can just be spiritually spent. But you have a goal in mind. There you go. No more complaining. It's like, no, I know something in this situation has to change. Virgos are really great at that. You guys are awesome at this. You can... Best cleaners, best organisers. It's black and white. You can see the problem, you work it out. This is what you're doing right now. But it may be, if you're not getting grounded enough, you're unable to operate in typical Libran energy. Libran energy. That's by the Libran moon. That's a message for you. Typical Virgo energy, okay? Which is the balance. It is similar to Libra. Because you're not grounded, you're feeling the imbalanced Virgo aspect. So you're not getting the downloads you need because you're not getting time out. You need a little, even if it's, I mean, I did this the other day. I got very run down, started having ascension symptoms. Too much was going on. And like I said to you guys, in August, that energy was relevant in the last week. It was very heavy energy, very triggered, a lot of things coming at you. I had about 4 hours time out in Mother Nature, and it was so interesting. All of a sudden, I was feeling very vibrationally in alignment. I was feeling very calm, and it's really necessary. It's no white noise. You know, detach from all people, places, and things and problems, and just breathe. Then come back to the table. Visualizing abundance in all forms. Right? This is shifting. I'm going to put those down, and we're going to pull some clarifiers. If I can pick my cards up. Really need another desk. If you can hear a buzzing in the background, it's not my nose, it's the water feature. I just need to bring it up. It gives me a bit of ambience. Okay, you're being too hard on yourself. Oh, too many. Now, I'm going to read these upright, although abundance mindset, self-love and doing the things you're passionate about is going to generate income. So try not to feel guilty about what you need to do if you're working too hard, if you're trying to balance things out. Your intention is, instead of dreaming about it, you're starting from scratch and you're like, I'm going to build this from the bottom up. So in the retrograde cycle, you know, Jupiter going direct is going to give you that oomph to do that. Neptune might distort some of these energies, but providing you're doing your spiritual practices like getting yourself grounded, taking care of your body and Virgo frequency, having a little bit of a detox from problems or scenarios and having a breather, you're going to be able to get that foundation correct, because sometimes we can have tower moments moving forward because there's imbalances. We've got the clarity with the planets direct. And it's now that opportunity to get things back in balance. And Saturn is going to be going direct as of the 18th. And yeah, there will be that shadow aspect, obviously. But at the same time, you can see very sharp, abrupt changes. Now, words of abundance is, you know, you're walking the walk, talking the talk, right? Now, with this, and the financial situation can be feeling spiritually spent, energetically spent. It doesn't have to be the cash component. This can be in your work domain, something directly you're working on, or your employment. And I said work domain. And your finances, okay? So, severe vows of poverty. Live life to the fullest. It's like, you know, life isn't all about that. But if you're spent, this is what's going to happen. So, just give yourself a bit of a breather. No more complaining. Shine your light. So it can be having to talk about it and go, look. And it might be externally, a lot of people have been coming at you. Shining your light, again, I feel it's to do with your crown chakra. The compass is upside down because everything's skewered. But if you can drink the water, gain some time, gain some clarity, I feel you're going to find a solution and you're going to shine bright like a diamond. Now, that song in general may be a very separate message for you. It might be connected to a loved one who's passed over and they're trying to give you a secondary message. Now, visualizing abundance in all forms. What are you grateful for? Self-worth. Obviously, sacral chakra, I'm picking up a power point. You know, solar plexus and sacral chakra and retrogrades do get triggered, especially base chakra, especially since at the moment we've got the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is connected to Saturn, right? And that's our throat chakra. And the Pluto energy is transforming things. You're going to do something different because you're changing it up. And this is what's going to create this new energy coming into your situation. Okay, in your romance house, there's been a delay. And again, I did say that the energy of romance was coming through for you. So marriages, contracts, and partnerships. Uranus is in Taurus, so that is your romance house as well. Something has come to a stagnation and it's not moving. And this is at the heart of the matter between you and an energy you're inquiring about. In your mind, yeah, you might be really triggered and just not feeling yourself. And again, this may be people making you feel guilty. It doesn't even have to be your counterpart energy, your partnered energy. And this is for those of you in communication or not. It's relevant energy of what's coming through for you and the person you're directly inquiring about, and energies can swap. So in your mind, you may feel people are pulling you left, right, and center. And that's how you're feeling personally. External to you, what you're focusing on is, where is all this balance going to come from? You know, can it happen? Your heart of hearts is this balance to come in. So it's, although you may, again, that's probably why I'm feeling you're not feeling as grounded, is because so much has been going on. But at the same time, I just feel as though you're trying to be very patient. You're hoping it's going to balance, but it's almost like universe is saying you're the key to this, which is kind of ironic because it's putting quite a bit on your plate. But it's, you know, healthy boundaries and choices where other people have to make choices too. It takes two to tango. And I'm not talking about your partnered energy. I'm talking about the conflict and the situations going on. And it can be, but it doesn't just have to be. There's a lot going on here. That's where the imbalances come from. And, you know, there's a balancing, the yin and yang on this, a need for balance, and you want that to happen. Your heart wants that to happen external to you. She better not call. I don't want to join a video again. My daughter calls all the time. Okay. In your heart. So your head's thinking, hey, this is really quite messed up. Everyone's coming at me. External to you. You love these people. You love these people, places, things you're doing. It's imbalanced. In your heart, you're seeing synchronicities. You know what you want. You know you've got the power to do something, but you're feeling a bit iffy. External to you, of what you're focusing on, you're sick of it being the same. Something needs to change. And that's really the energy. It's a health check. You know, you could almost look at your zodiac sign as a factor, looking at things very technically and analytically and going, right, let's get to the bottom of this pile up of, you know, paperwork on our desk. Let's get this in order, because Houston, we have a problem. We need, and it's interesting because this is like Libra, the balance, the judgment, right? And, you know, by September 28th, you're like, you know what, we need new energy. It's a new moon. We need new energy. We're focusing on the external. Today, it's looking very messy and distorted. Now, in your heart, you do have the power, right? You're like, this is going to change. I'm putting my heart into the things that I love, only the things I love, and I have the power to transform them. Now, what's grounding this and what's anchoring it, and the 3D aspect of things, is there's way too many burdens on you and your partner's side, you and your love interest side. It could just be your energy of how you're feeling about it and what's going on, but I feel there's lots of crap everyone's going through at the moment, and it's overwhelming, it's crushing. That's why this grounded energy, anchored in, needs to be there, and sifting through the information to create the balance so that this can get back on track is causing conflict. In your counterpart's energy, they feel lost. They're like, I really don't know what to do. This is the head. They're like, wow, a lot going on. External, you're on the same page. You're looking at it going, judgment, balance, judgment, got to be done. Can't do this anymore. In your hearts, they're focusing. They're trying to do some work. They might be currently working. You're tired of maybe not working, or it could be vice versa, but something not working, okay? Both of you are having to do too much and you're tired of this equation, so you're going into meditation, Virgo. Now, it's interesting because I put the amethyst down on your counterpart's energy of internally in their heart, how they feel. They feel this is unstable, okay? And they're trying to heal it. They're trying to listen to their crown, but they're getting the download. Something's got to give, right? I'm going to pull some clarifiers. September is the time where this can all balance out. But this is the energy coming into the month you'll come into. Yeah, needing to have time out. Okay, so your advice is, Virgo, retreat, which was what I was saying. This could be both of you together or just you to get grounded so you can gain clarity. And I feel you're going to have a solution. And I do feel positive energy coming through for you. Okay. Yeah, that your counterpart energy feels as though they're not quite being themselves. In their mind, they're being a little bit critical. They feel that, again, Groundhog Day. It's like eat, pray, repeat. You know, it's getting a bit much. You're having an honest conversation. You're going to come from the heart. Because you know you have the power to change some of these things. You know some of this is completely out of your control. But you're trying to manifest a new beginning. A new change, a new energy into this. In the heart, they're going to be decisive about it. There can be, for those of you who aren't in communication. You might even be asking universe to assist. Let go of what doesn't serve you. If you're not in communication on either side of your fence, because it's going to help balance this. Anything that's lagging at you like a dead horse, let it go, okay? Become a clear channel, and this is at the heart of it. Stagnation, you need to get grounded in order to communicate effectively. The Neptune energy in trigger mode can cause us to shoot. Get grounded, you will gain clarity, and you'll know how to tackle this effectively. Now, these burdens, you feel you're at a loss, and that's both of you. You know, this is the burdens, and the burdens were becoming too much, and you feel you've lost some of your time. You know, you don't want to be wasting your time on things that don't serve you, and so it's really triggering you at the moment. And unless this can change, you can't live like that forever. Okay, it's a balance. You look at the triangle as masculine energy. It might be both energies have had to work very hard or deal with things, right? And you've had to work hard in your life, be it at a spiritual level or a financial level. And you're looking at it going, oh, have I lost this? Grieve the past and create the future, right? But try not to anchor that energy in as a reality, because look at this. No more complaining. And this came up before I even saw that card. So gain some clarity, come back, have the communication if you're in communication, or make the decision if you're not, regardless of what to do to move forward. Sometimes merely purging an energy regenerates the new coming in, and then you can shift this and it won't be there. It'll magically dissipate. Solutions do come this month. It does lighten, trust me. Yeah, you're going to find a way from the past moving into the future to forgive and forget, because you need to proceed forward. And I don't think this is the energy towards each other. I feel it's external situations impacting. It can be the past coming up for you though. Keep only the energy in what you love doing. The Virgo energy can be very strict on you. You're strict on yourself anyway. What I'm feeling is whatever process you're trying to balance in a belief system in your love life, or if you're directly dealing with a person in your love life, it's changing the recipe. Not just the recipe, it's changing that of what you're going to attract. So if you're tuning into a person and you're wanting to directly manifest them in, you know, when you're a spiritual connection, you don't even need to manifest them and they just come. Your belief system, especially to do with your romance house with Pluto, you're working on that till 2024. As soon as you can integrate that and create that new story, you're going to attract that and you're going to move into that energy fluidly. If we're battling it, like Abraham Hicks says, you're going to go down the rapid. If universe is taking you down that rapid, you're going to go down that rapid. You can fight it, it's still going to happen. If there's a painful experience of a memory trigger coming up during those retrogrades, and that's when we tend to get heavy ascension symptoms, look at my head, then the blockage is there, but you're purging it, but you can be really micromanaging yourself. What we believe we attract, okay? You're shifting through this, but the downloads of what you already had, I'm hearing had, because you've already had the enlightenment, but you're too tired to hear the rest of it, right, of what's coming through to you. There'll be a pause. I do feel more balance coming by the Libra and Moon, but it's going to shift the energy completely. So I feel this is a temporary process. If there's something you need to do, take action on it. Because I do feel between September and October, they're directly relevant. There was one video I had to do, and no joke, both cards come up in the same month, and it was because certain things were blocked. So if we can move through that, we'll lighten the load by the next month. There are positive things coming though, especially in a sense of movement forward, and to change the equations of scenarios due to the fact we've had retrograde. The retrogrades give us the clarity of what we don't want anymore, and by moving on that, we're going to have the energy to do that with Jupiter going direct, and things are going to start to correct and shift forward. So it is positive both for finances, our emotions, our exhausted feeling that we've been having, that's going to become lighter. And it is moving into a better time, and it is for 2020, okay? So a lot of the changes that you're directly going through is to prepare you for 2020, and that's going to be a very different year. Love and light, if you're wanting a booking, you can go to the link below, and I can psychically tune into photos, your energy, your voice, or any direct question you have. Okay, bye.